Hi, the union government has announced a new policy. They are going to take away this no detention policy until 8th standard. So, until now, whatever your marks are, how much ever you score, how much good you study or how much bad you study, you will be promoted to the next standard automatically until the 8th standard. But now the union government says, no, we are not going to allow that. So, what is going to happen? You are going to not pass the final exams. You will be given an opportunity after 2 months to write another exam and clear the year. If that is not happening, then you will have to redo that year, which we all did. But last 10 or 20 years, this system was done away with because we wanted everybody to cross that threshold and have a minimum qualification. At least if you join school, then at least you should go up to 10th standard, because that certificate, the 10th certificate will be very helpful. So, someone who has not studied well in his 5th standard or in his 8th standard have a change of heart, change of mind and become a good student later on. But when you have this system, the effects of that are going to be felt across the country. In the state of Tamil Nadu, first and foremost, they introduced this no detention scheme and it is continuing very well. Because of this, we can proudly say that the gross enrollment ratio of the state of Tamil Nadu is at twice the national average. The national average is around 27%. The Tamil Nadu's gross enrollment ratio is around 54%. So, what is this gross enrollment ratio? Gross enrollment ratio is the ratio of how many students join college after plus 2. For every 100 students in the state of Tamil Nadu, almost around 54 students after finishing their plus 2 join college. The national average is 27. All over India, if 100 students pass out of plus 2, only 27 join college. So, the new education policy introduced by the union government is aimed at bringing this to 50% when during 2035. They have put that as a 10-year scheme or a 15-year scheme, but in the state of Tamil Nadu it has already been achieved. So, how were they able to achieve? There are several factors: the nutritious meal scheme, free bus fare, free laptops, free cycles, free uniforms and everything to encourage education. That has gone a long way for this GER of 54%. Probably this no detention policy up to 10th standards has also helped this gross enrollment ratio to come up. The main and important goal is to incentivize school education, but the union government, the BJP government is unwilling to do that. I do not know what prompted them to bring this down. So, what it might signify to several people, several students. 5th standard, imagine somebody who is not able to clear his 5th standard examinations, he is going to be given an opportunity after 2 months, and if he is not going to clear that, he is going to redo the 5th standard. We all know our children are very sensitive. At such a tender age, they have already formed bonds with their friends in the school, and now they are going to lose that bond. They are going to come back with another set of people who are younger to them and study. It's going to be a visible shame on them. Will that tender age take that shame? We had seen that in our school days. The bad effects are very much. So, how are we going to tackle this? Why? Why at all? And who is going to be affected by this? If a student from a privileged background is going to fail, definitely there are going to be enough tuitions for him, coaching classes for him, special attention bestowed on him so that he may clear the examination. But what about people who are underprivileged, for whom going to school itself is a luxury? A student who goes to school to have a say, have a go at the midday meal, free midday meal, what about them? Will they continue with their education? See, the question is this: we should give opportunity to people irrespective of how they fare until a certain limit, until at least 15 years. What will they do? 8th standard student, he will be just 13 years old, he can't go to work because we have a child labor policy where child labor is a crime. You cannot employ anybody who is below 14 years old to do any job. So, who is going to be affected by this? And the BJP is hell bent on imposing this, and they have also modified the child labor laws. We all know working below the age of 14 years is a crime, but the union government made a proviso to that, gave an exception that if you are going to work with your parents in their traditional business, in their hereditary business, then you will not come under the penal provisions of child labour laws. So now look at this. So what are they trying to do? They are trying to send more people towards their family business, what their forefathers did, which is indirectly propagation of the caste system. That is what the BJP government is trying to do, and that is why this ought to be opposed. Children, let them be children. Without judging them, without giving them the trouble, without giving them the burden of an examination, let them learn up to 15 years. What wrong will it? It's going to only empower them. Probably BJP government does not want to empower people from the underprivileged background. Yet another angle which has not been much discussed is the people with learning difficulties. What will they do? Dyslexic people who have disorders, mental disorders, how will they be able to cope up? And imagine the emotional trauma it is going to cause a child. If you are having some learning difficulties and you are not able to clear your 5th standard examination, imagine the trauma on the parents. If you give them time, allow them to nurture, it would have been much easier for them. Instead of this burden of passing this examination, then only you will be promoted. This is going to have a deleterious effect on the mental health of so many students. The parents are already having enough issues with these kind of special needs children. Did the government do any studies? Did they think about these people? Don't think so. So they are going to be very affected. This is the story.